Okay, so what you're going to need for making these stitch markers, these little mini yarn ball stitch markers, is some polymer clay. So I use this Fimo polymer clay. It's really easy to use. You're going to need a little bit of this Fimo liquid glue. Now, this is a glue that when you bake it, it sticks everything together in the oven. You're going to need these jump rings, some lobster clasps, and these pin heads. So you can get all these at your local craft store. I've chosen rose gold with mine. So I've got pink ones, lilac, purple and white. So I'm just going to show you on the lilac what we're doing. And then I've got to bake them all. So all you do is you need to make sure that your polymer clay is nice and warmed up in your hands. I've been doing a lot of things today with clay. So I don't very often paint my nails, and I painted them for Christmas, and because I've been doing loads of crafty stuff, I've ruined them. So excuse my terrible nails. So you just keep rolling it. You want to be nice and warm. And then that's probably a little bit big, so I'm just going to chop that in half, move that out of the way. And what you want to do is just roll it out with your finger until it's a nice, fine, looks like a piece of spaghetti. Do you know what I love about this is if you do make a mistake, you can just start again. So nothing sets on it until you actually bake it in the oven. So if you don't like what you've done, you can literally just start it again. So I'm just going to show you on one of them how I've made it, and then I'm going to make, I've already done two, so I've done the dark purple. I'll show you them quick. So that's my dark purple one. So I've made two of them. So I'm going to make two of these lilac ones, two white ones and two pink ones. So the only thing that's really important here is that it's not too thick, because you want it to look like yarn. You don't want it to look like it's a ball of, what is it a ball of? Just keep rolling, rolling. Better not sing. I want people to come back. Nearly there. I've not been using polymer clay for very long. I've always just been a crocheter. I've been trying to teach myself how to use the sewing machine recently, but it's not, I can do straight lines and that's about it. Okay, so that's the thickness that I roughly want it to, and then all you do, make it into a little ball. It's that simple. So just rolling it in between your fingers, making sure you're twisting it around as you're doing it, so the yarn's going in each direction, so it keeps it circular. And then when it gets a little bit bigger, I tend to just do like the crossover, like how you will get actual yarn. Can you see? It doesn't matter. Each one's going to be slightly different. You're just aiming to get a little small circle. But I like that each one's a little bit different, and I only make these for myself, so it's not it's not like I'm going for the quality where I would sell them to people or anything like that. It's just for myself. So I'm doing my craft room up, have I told you, in the new year. I'm so excited. So you're going to be seeing me using an awful lot of purples, greys, whites, pinks, because I'm going to be making a lot of things to put in it myself. I'm going to just roll out a little bit more. Not quite happy, there's not quite enough there. Yeah, so you're going to be seeing an awful lot of handmade things in greys, pinks, purples and whites. So when I've made all these, I'm going to bake them in the oven. And then I'll also show you how I gloss them. So it's a special gloss for polymer clay as well. So when you pop your new one on, you just want to make sure you press it down a little bit. So it's going into that. Hello, Tilly. You're not allowed on here. She's a little monkey. I don't let him come anywhere. I mean, my wool, I've got wool that's out and about for things that I make projects for myself, and then I've got wool that I've got to keep upstairs in my wardrobe, locked away in boxes that are for other people because they just love them. Drives me mad. Okay, so I think that's my little mini yarn ball done. I think that looks quite cute. I like how they actually look like yarn balls, how you've got your... So I'm going to find where I want the top to go, and I'm going to pop it up. I tend to pop the top of it in my least favourite bit, if I'm honest, because then it just disguises it a little bit. So what's my least favourite bit? I think it's going to be here. I'm going to put it into there. So grab your pin head, take a little bit of your Fimo stick and bake, I think they call it, but just literally with it, and you just want a tiny drop on the end of your pin head, like that. I've lost where I've put it, and then I'm going to go into there with it, press it in, and then just gently make it into a definite circle and push that around the top, and it is that easy. Okay, so make your yarn balls, and I'll come back to you when I've baked mine, and I'll show you how I attach my rings and how I attach my clasps. What you will need for them is a little set. I picked this up from Hobbycraft a few weeks ago. Let me just show you. It's 3 tools. So one is a wire cutter. I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, here we go. So I've got the wire cutter, and then I've got, it comes with 3 tools, but the only 2 I use is the wire cutter and that, and it was only about £6 or £7. So I'm going to go on and make, I've got 5 more of those to make. I'm going to bake them, and then I'll come back to you when I'm up to the glossing stage. So good luck, see you shortly. Okay, so I have baked my stitch markers. I've taken them outside. I've given them a spray with this. I got it from Hobbycraft. It's a sealer in a spray can that you just shake up like that, and it gives it a gloss finish as well. It makes it a lot smoother, so when these are dangling on your projects, then it's not going to snag on any of your yarn. So I would recommend this step. Now, you need to then leave it dry for another 2 hours until the sealer's fully dry. So I've done that, and the way I do it is I've got a piece of foam, I'll just show you, and I just stick them in the foam like that. So they're in the foam, I spray them, and then I just pop them down flat and let them dry for 2 hours and leave them alone. Now I've already done 5 of them, but I just wanted to show you how we would attach our rings. So what you want to do, first of all, I just need to get my little scrap tin because I don't want little loose bits of wire flying everywhere, and then we're going to end up with a trip to the vets. So what you want is, you want to cut it roughly there where my thumb is, so 3/4 of an inch I'd say. So I'm just using my wire snippers. So let me just do this over here so I know that I've got all my ends of wire to rock up until you don't get poly pores. So that leaves you like that. And then what you want to do is take your shaping pliers, and we want to make this into a little loop. So pop it in between your pliers, turn them towards you until it rolls over and makes a loop. Now it doesn't have to be perfect at this point because we're going to take our pliers and make it a little bit more seamless, because you don't want that hole there, because that'll catch on your yarn when you come to do your projects. But I just want to show you how I attach my rings. So you just take your pliers again, sprise the top of that open, drop on your stitch marker, then grab your lobster clasp, drop that on as well. Good morning, Tillywinks. She's up early today. And then take your pliers and just squeeze that together. Now you want to make sure that both these ends meet. So I usually squeeze them this way to make sure that they're flat, and I squeeze them this way to make sure that they're flat. And then you know that end there is not going to snag on your work. It's nice and smooth. So now I know I've got them both on. I'll pop back down to the end here, take my pliers and just squeeze those two together until they meet. It can be a little bit tricky, this little bit, but they're really little quick projects to make. So I think it needs to just be a little bit more together. And then that's not going to be able to come off there. So that's our next one done. And then you can just attach those onto your work as you go along. I like using the lobster clasp because you can do it with one hand. So it's probably the best marker, the best type of clasp you can put. So I'm going to do another one with you. I'll just show you my last couple. So I think this is my favourite, this purple one. So again, I'm just going to chop my wire so it's going over here into my rubbish pile. Round that off. like that. Take my little joining ring, and they're called jump rings officially, if you're looking for them on Amazon or anywhere. I got everything I needed from Hobbycraft for this. I went yesterday, I went for 1 ball of wool that I needed to finish some baby hats, which is going to be a video coming up hopefully tomorrow on them. And I spent nearly £70. I nearly went in for 1 ball of wool. It's not bad for me, to be fair. Not the right time of year to be spending my money on non-essentials, I suppose. There we go. So that's that one. So cute. So I'm just going to do my last one. So this one is a white one. Again, I'm just going to trim this off into my little rubbish box I've got here. Don't, if you have got pets, make sure when you finish with any scraps of this clay, it goes straight into the bin, because they say it's not toxic, but I've read some really mixed reviews that it can be. So I always make sure anything to do with my clay is put away in an airtight container, and all my surfaces are wiped down after I've been using it unbaked, untreated, because my cats go everywhere and I wouldn't want any sort of chemical residue to get on their paws and then them lick the paws, and we don't want any poorly kitty cats, definitely not. Same, I suppose, if you've got children. My cats just are my children. I just need one more jump ring. I didn't get enough out. Now, where did I open this? So these would only cost you, these jump rings were £2, but I've got loads. The wires, which I probably got 50 jump rings, 50 wires, they were £2 each. And the lobster claws, they were more expensive. I got 8 for £3. You can get them cheaper. I chose rose gold. But when I've got them home, if I'm honest, they don't look like rose gold, they look like yellow gold. So I'm a bit disappointed, Hobbycraft. Squeeze that back together. The sticks look like rose gold, but the jump rings and the lobster clasps look like yellow gold to me. Take your time doing this little bit, squeezing it together so you know that it's not going to snag on your work. See, can you see? This looks rose gold and these look yellow gold. They did tell me that they were both, all three were rose gold, but I think that they've lied. And there we go, our last little stitch marker. So I have got 8 gorgeous stitch markers, which you'll be seeing me use in my up and coming tutorials. So hit like and subscribe. Got a couple of baby projects coming up. We're going to be making some baby berets and some lovey blankets. So there'll be a set, if you know anybody who's having a baby, they're great to do for baby shower presents. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you want to see more of things like this. I do make my own crochet hook handles as well, so I could possibly do you one of those. That'll be in the new year though. But happy crafting, stay safe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.